In the shadows of our history, hoaxes and conspiracies have woven intricate tales that captivate and confuse. These are the stories that have sparked debate, shaped cultures, and sometimes even rewritten our understanding of the past. From the outlandish to the plausible, hoaxes and conspiracies have a unique way of embedding themselves in the fabric of society, often blurring the lines between fact and fiction. So what is it about these tales that we find so compelling? Perhaps it's our innate curiosity, the desire to delve into the unknown, to question the established narrative, to challenge the status quo. Or maybe it's just our love for a good story. In this video, we'll be unearthing the top 10 historical hoaxes and conspiracies. These are the tales that have passed down through generations, causing ripples that can still be felt today. Some have faded into oblivion, while others continue to thrive, fueling speculation and debate. So buckle up as we journey through the winding alleys of history, exploring the top 9 hoaxes and conspiracies that shook the world. 9. Let us begin our journey with a tale that reached for the stars, the Great Moon Hoax of 1835. This story begins in New York, where the reputable newspaper The Sun published a series of articles. These articles claimed that renowned astronomer Sir John Herschel had discovered life on the moon through a powerful new telescope. The articles went into vivid detail, describing moon inhabitants like unicorns, two-legged beavers, and even humanoid creatures with bat-like wings. The story spread like wildfire, captivating the public's imagination. Readers across the globe were enthralled by the idea of a lunar civilization so close, yet so out of reach. The Great Moon Hoax, as it came to be known, was a masterful piece of fiction that fooled a considerable number of people. However, as with all hoaxes, the truth eventually came to light. The articles were revealed to be a fabrication, a grand ruse orchestrated by Richard Adams Locke, a reporter at The Sun. The revelation didn't come from Herschel, who was blissfully unaware of his supposed discoveries, but from Locke himself. He had intended the series as satire, a critique of speculative astronomical reports. But the public took it at face value, demonstrating how easily we can be swayed by the allure of the extraordinary. Though debunked, the Great Moon Hoax reminds us of the power of media and our fascination with the unknown. 8. From the depths of space, we return to Earth, where in 1917, 2 young girls fooled the world with the Cottingley fairies. In the heart of England, nestled in the quaint village of Cottingley, young cousins Elsie Wright and Frances Griffiths sparked a sensation that would captivate the world. They claimed to have captured images of fairies dancing and frolicking in their garden. The world was astounded. Could it be true? Could fairies actually exist? These seemingly innocent photographs were met with disbelief and wonder, but they found an unlikely champion in the renowned author Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the creator of Sherlock Holmes. Doyle, a spiritualist himself, was convinced by the photographs and used them as evidence in a magazine article on the existence of supernatural beings. The images of the Cottingley fairies spread like wildfire, captivating a world eager for magic and mystery. They sparked debates and discussions, with many questioning the authenticity of the images. But the girls maintained their story, adding to the intrigue. It wasn't until many years later, in the early 80s, that Elsie and Frances confessed. The fairies were artful paper cutouts, held up with hat pins. They had created one of the most famous hoaxes of the 20th century, a tale of childhood innocence gone awry. The Cottingley fairies, a testament to the power of innocence and the allure of magic. 7. We step into the realm of radio with the infamous War of the Worlds broadcast in 1938. Imagine this: an ordinary evening, families gathered around their radios, when suddenly, an announcement breaks through the airwaves. Aliens from Mars have invaded Earth. The news is delivered with such conviction, such detail, that it sparks an immediate panic. This was the reality for many Americans on the night of October 30th, 1938, as they tuned into a radio drama adaptation of H.G. Wells' The War of the Worlds. Orson Welles and the Mercury Theatre on the air had no intention to incite hysteria. Their broadcast was purely a performance, a Halloween prank of sorts. But the power of radio was underestimated. The show was formatted as a series of news bulletins interrupting regular programming, lending it an air of authenticity that caught many off guard. In the ensuing chaos, police lines were overwhelmed with frantic calls, families fled their homes, and some people even claim to smell poison gas or see flashes of lightning in the distance. The aftermath left many questioning the responsibility of broadcasters and the susceptibility of the public to manipulated media. The incident served as a stark reminder of the power of media, demonstrating how easily fear can be stoked and manipulated. It also highlighted the public's trust in radio as a credible source of news, a trust that would be put to the test in the years to come. The War of the Worlds Panic, a stark reminder of the power of media and our vulnerability to fear. 6. In 1947, a small town in New Mexico became the epicenter of one of the greatest conspiracies of all time, the Roswell UFO incident. Now, let's set the scene. It's July, the height of summer, when a rancher named Mac Brazel discovers unidentifiable debris in his sheep pasture outside Roswell. The wreckage, unlike anything he's seen before, sets the rumor mill into overdrive. Word quickly spreads that a flying saucer has crash-landed from another world. The local Air Force base jumps into action, initially identifying the debris as a flying disc, but quickly retracting to claim it was a weather balloon. But the narrative had already taken root in the public's imagination. Over time, stories began to surface of alien bodies recovered from the crash site, fueling speculation and intrigue. The US government's perceived secrecy around the incident only fanned the flames of the conspiracy. Numerous books, documentaries, and even films have explored the Roswell incident, each adding a new layer of mystery and intrigue. Allegations of cover-ups, silenced witnesses, and secret alien autopsies have transformed Roswell into a beacon for UFO enthusiasts and conspiracy theorists worldwide. Despite numerous investigations and reports, the truth behind the Roswell incident remains as elusive as ever. Today, 7 decades later, the event continues to captivate the public's imagination, proving that the allure of the unknown is as strong as ever. Roswell, a symbol of mankind's eternal quest for extraterrestrial life. 5. From the deserts of New Mexico, we travel to the waters of Scotland, home of the legendary Loch Ness Monster. Also known as Nessie, this elusive creature has been a subject of intrigue and speculation for centuries. The Loch Ness Monster's story begins in the 7th century, when St. Columba reportedly encountered a beast in the River Ness. However, it wasn't until the 20th century that the legend took a firm hold. In 1933, a couple claimed to have seen an enormous animal rolling and plunging on the surface. The media frenzy followed, and the rest, as they say, is history. Over the years, countless sightings have been reported. Some people have produced photographs, most notably the surgeon's photograph in 1934, which showed a head and neck sticking out of the water. Although later exposed as a hoax, it was convincing enough to keep the legend alive. The debate about Nessie's existence has never ceased. Some say it's a plesiosaur that somehow survived the extinction of the dinosaurs. Others argue it's nothing more than misidentified mundane objects, such as logs or otters. Despite numerous scientific expeditions, no concrete evidence has been found to prove Nessie's existence. Even today, the fascination with Nessie continues. Whether it's a case of mass delusion, clever hoaxes, or an actual undiscovered creature, the Loch Ness Monster remains one of the world's most famous historical mysteries. Nessie, a mystery that continues to ripple across the waters of time. 4. We venture into the heart of the Atlantic, the infamous Bermuda Triangle. This enigmatic region, stretching between Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, has been the setting for countless vanishings of ships and aircraft, fueling a whirlwind of speculation and fascination for over a century. The Bermuda Triangle first captured public attention in the mid-20th century, when a series of unexplained disappearances occurred. From the ill-fated Flight 19, a squadron of 5 torpedo bombers that vanished in 1945, to the SS Marine Sulphur Queen, a tanker that disappeared without a trace in 1963, the Bermuda Triangle has been at the center of some of history's most enduring maritime mysteries. So, what could be behind these strange occurrences? Theories abound, from alien abductions and time warps to more scientifically grounded explanations like methane hydrates causing water density changes. Yet none of these theories have been proven, leaving the Bermuda Triangle shrouded in mystery. Despite rigorous scientific investigation, the Bermuda Triangle continues to captivate the world. Its enigmatic nature has spawned numerous books, films, and TV shows, making it a cultural phenomenon. Even today, any unexplained disappearance within its boundaries fuels the ongoing fascination and speculation about this region. The Bermuda Triangle, a place where reality and myth intertwine, remains one of the world's most famous unsolved mysteries, a testament to our enduring curiosity about the unknown and the unexplained. 3. We now delve into a conspiracy that shook America, the JFK assassination conspiracy. The date was November 22, 1963. President John F. Kennedy, riding through Dallas in an open-top car, was struck by bullets and fatally wounded. The official report attributed the assassination to a lone gunman, Lee Harvey Oswald. However, this explanation was unable to quell the storm of questions that followed. In the aftermath, multiple theories emerged. Some proposed the involvement of the mafia, others pointed fingers at the CIA, and yet more suggested a high-level political conspiracy. Each theory was built on a foundation of discrepancies and anomalies in the official account, fueling a debate that has lasted for over 6 decades. The grassy knoll theory, for instance, posits that there was more than one shooter. Eyewitness accounts and acoustic evidence purportedly support this theory, yet it remains unproven. The CIA involvement theory, on the other hand, is based on the claim that Oswald was merely a patsy, with the actual assassination orchestrated by elements within the intelligence agency. These theories and countless others continue to be debated. Despite the release of thousands of previously classified documents in 2017, the full truth of that fateful day in Dallas remains elusive. Skeptics and believers alike continue to sift through the evidence, seeking answers in a tragedy that forever changed the course of American history. The JFK assassination, a tragic event shrouded in a cloud of conspiracies. 2. From the heart of America, we journey to the moon, or perhaps a Hollywood studio. In the late 60s, the world watched in awe as Neil Armstrong took that iconic small step onto the lunar surface. But not everyone was convinced. The moon landing conspiracy suggests that this monumental event was nothing more than a grand hoax, orchestrated by NASA and the United States government. The skeptics point to a myriad of supposed evidence: the American flags fluttering in the airless moon's environment, the absence of stars in the photographs, the multiple light sources inferred from the astronauts' shadows, discrepancies in the radio communications, and of course, the peculiarly perfect preservation of the astronauts' footprints in the lunar dust. However, each of these points has been thoroughly debunked by scientists and experts. The flag appeared to flutter due to the way it was unfurled. The stars were not visible in the photographs because of the camera's settings, designed to capture the brilliantly lit lunar surface. The supposed multiple light sources were actually a result of the moon's reflective surface and uneven terrain. The radio discrepancies were due to transmission delays, and the crisp footprints, well, the moon's fine dust and lack of atmosphere make for perfect footprint preservation. Despite the debunking, this conspiracy theory continues to captivate a small but vocal group of skeptics. The moon landing, a monumental achievement that some choose to see as a grand deception. 1. We end our journey with a conspiracy born out of one of the most tragic events in recent history, the 9/11 conspiracy. On a clear September morning in 2001, the world watched in horror as the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center in New York City crumbled to the ground, a result of a coordinated terrorist attack that claimed nearly 3,000 lives. In the aftermath of the devastation, questions began to arise. Doubts were cast on the official narrative, and theories began to circulate that suggested a far more complex plot. Some claimed the US government had advanced knowledge of the attacks, but did nothing to prevent them. Others went further, suggesting the government itself had orchestrated the tragedy as a pretext for launching wars in the Middle East. These theories, fueled by inconsistencies and perceived cover-ups, gained traction on the internet and in the public consciousness. Despite numerous investigations that have debunked these claims, the debate continues to rage on, fueled by a distrust of authority and a desire for answers that satisfy the magnitude of the tragedy. The 9/11 conspiracy theories are a testament to our collective struggle to make sense of events that shake us to our core. They highlight how, in the face of overwhelming grief and shock, we sometimes seek solace in alternate narratives that challenge the accepted truth. 9/11, a day of infamy, forever etched in our minds and shrouded in a veil of conspiracy. From fairies to aliens, triangles to assassinations, hoaxes and conspiracies have left an indelible mark on our history. We have journeyed through the annals of time, uncovering tales that have both intrigued and confounded us. From the great moon hoax that led many to believe we shared our universe with lunar inhabitants, to the Cottingley fairies that had even the renowned author Sir Arthur Conan Doyle convinced of their existence. We've delved into the mass panic caused by the War of the Worlds broadcast and questioned the veracity of the Roswell UFO incident. We've explored the enduring mysteries of the Loch Ness Monster and the Bermuda Triangle. We've scrutinized the conspiracies surrounding the JFK assassination and the moon landing. And we've revisited the tragic events of 9/11, a day shrouded in conspiracy theories. As we step into the future, let us remain vigilant, for the next great hoax or conspiracy may be just around the corner.